Lee Haney, matter of fact, in my book Fitted in the Age, it's the same principles of eating that I recommend for people in shows and so forth. Never go to a zero-carbohydrate diet. Stay away from the keto thing. You should never be at zero. Keto is crazy. You can go low-carb, because again, when we're trying to get rid of body fat, you want your muscle to feed on the stored fat in the body. So you have to keep the carbs low so the body will feed on that. Because if you've got too many carbs, the body is going to feed on the carbs, and the fat is going to stay where it's at. So you have to be smart in knowing how to manipulate it. I recommend never going below 50 grams of carbs. Never going below 50 grams of carbs. Zero carbohydrates? For me, keto, as you would call it, we just said, just lower your carbohydrates. In a recent interview, and as recapped in media outlets, bodybuilding legend Lee Haney delivered a strong message about carbohydrate intake, especially for bodybuilders, athletes, or anyone serious about muscle, performance, and long-term health. Haney warns against completely cutting out carbs. He calls a zero-carb or strict ketogenic diet crazy and says you should never go to zero. Instead, he recommends a low-carb but not no-carb approach, with a minimum of 50 grams of carbs per day. He explains that reducing carbs forces the body to burn stored fat for energy rather than carbs. That helps with fat loss, but still leaves enough carbs to support muscle function and performance. Haney even revealed in his competitive days he might consume as much as 400 to 500 g of carbs a day in the off-season, showing that carbohydrates were central to his nutrition when building and maintaining muscle. Bullseye why he believes total carb cutting is a mistake. Nutritional balance and muscle performance. Haney argues that when you train seriously, lift weights, build muscle, your body needs enough carbs for proper performance and recovery. Without them, you may not be able to train effectively. Avoiding harmful extremes. He criticizes athletes who go heavy off-season, then drop dozens of kilos by starving themselves with chicken and green beans, followed by hardcore cutting phases. He described that as ignorance, unhealthy and unsustainable. Rather than letting body fat rise too high then crash dieting, Haney suggests staying within striking distance of competition weight, so drastic diets aren't needed. Carb manipulation, not elimination, works. He advocates for carb cycling carb timing, lowering carbs at certain periods to burn fat, but never eliminating them. This avoids the downsides of a full ketogenic diet while allowing fat loss and muscle maintenance. Also, back in his time, carbs came from clean sources like sweet potatoes, nuts, almonds, walnuts, and seeds, not processed foods or excessive dairy or fat. Going too low on carbs, especially long-term, can impair workout intensity, recovery, mood, and general energy. Carbohydrate needs vary based on your body, activity level, and goals. There's no one-size-fits-all right amount, but going to zero is risky, according to Haney. If you combine low carbs with severe calorie restriction or overly aggressive training, you risk muscle loss, fatigue, or nutritional deficiencies.